right, let's take these guys over to Wattlesville.
You guys are going for a ride.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Traditions Homestead. Well, can you believe how big these chicks are getting? Look at that.
Now for Valentine's Day, Kevin kind of surprised me and ordered a variety of these crested Polish chicks that we are going to introduce to Wattlesville soon. Now they're about 5 weeks old. They have been living in our brooder here behind us. And this is the day that we are going to transition them kind of carefully into Wattlesville. These guys are like, they look like rock stars. Look at their little tufted feathers on their heads. They're absolutely beautiful. And we cannot wait to introduce them to the other birds in Wattlesville.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Wattlesville is a part of our homestead that we built last summer. It's kind of a multi-species bird oasis is what we're calling it. It has ducks, it has geese, so we have some quail out there. We have Sarah's fluffy little silky chickens. And then today we're going to be adding these guys, these Polish chickens as well. I think these guys are going to fit in and be a great addition to Wattlesville.
Now, when we originally introduced these chicks to you all was the day that they arrived in the mail. And we had ordered 15 chicks of all sorts of, colors and things like that. And honestly, we have 10 left.
Yeah, actually, I'll be real honest. This was probably the worst experience we've had getting chicks in the mail. We had 4 of them die within the first 24 hours. I don't know if something had happened during the mailing process or what, and then we had another one die about a week later. But the 10 that are left are doing great, and we're excited to get them introduced to Wattlesville.
They are a mixture of both male and female. We don't know how many of which we have. We did order 5 roosters and 10 hens, but because 5 of them have died, we don't know really what we're left with.
Right, and they're really too young at this point to be able to tell. Now, they are fully feathered, so even though we're still getting some chilly nights, they should be just fine going outside. We're going to be putting them into a chicken tractor. They're not quite big enough yet to join all of the other animals in Wattlesville as far as just like free ranging. They would just get right through the fence. So for now, they're going to be living inside of a tractor in Wattlesville so that the other animals can kind of get used to them and so that they can get used to being outside but still being in a more protected environment.
Now, like I said, these guys are about 5 weeks old. It's generally at 10 weeks old that we would introduce chicks to a new flock. So these guys really are a little bit too young to go with the older birds. They don't really know how to get away from them yet, and we're afraid that they would injure them. So we've got about 5 more weeks until we're going to introduce them actually into the actual chicken coops and to have them free range throughout Wattlesville.
So for now, we are going to put these guys back into the brooder because before we can move them out to Wattlesville, we actually have some work to do out there. The chicken tractor that we keep out there for introducing new birds actually got wrecked in a storm recently. We had a big windstorm kind of come out of nowhere and it blew the lid completely off. We found it over on the other side of Wattlesville. And to be real honest, that night, because it was so windy and still raining, we ran out there, we picked the lid up, we put it underneath the chicken tractor, and we just got back in the house. So I'm not even sure exactly how much damage there is to that chicken tractor, but I do know that we need to fix it before we can move these guys outside today.
So let's put these guys back and head out to Wattlesville.
Well, before we head into Wattlesville, I just wanted to stop for a second and show those of you who may be new, this is the area we're talking about here behind us. We made a sign. Like I said, we designed this area last year. Our subscribers actually voted on the name, and Wattlesville ended up being the official name of this area. But you can see on the sign we have our ducks, we have our quail, we have the silky chickens, and we have the geese. But now we're gonna have to get a new sign, I guess, because we need to add these Polish rockstar chickens to the sign. So we're gonna go in. I do want to give you guys a couple updates once we get inside though, because about a month or so ago, we told you guys that we thought our geese were starting to lay eggs. This is the first year that they're starting to lay eggs. And you guys, we have quite an update on the geese as far as their egg laying. So I'm excited to show you that. And then kind of a funny story about the ducks as well. Let's head inside to Wattlesville. So this is the house here where the ducks and the geese live, or at least where the ducks used to live. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Now the geese are still in here, and they're not very happy with us at the moment. You can see they all get pretty worked up these days when we come around. Let's walk inside real quick before they come back. I got something to show you. Look at this nest, you guys. So they have been laying eggs like there's no tomorrow. And one of the geese has been sitting on these eggs now for over a week. Every once in a while they get up and leave, but for the most part, they're on those eggs all the time. Last time I counted, there were 16 eggs in there. So I don't know how many are gonna hatch, but I'm sure some of them are going to. We also took 10 of their eggs, of the original eggs that they laid, and put them in our incubator. They've been in the incubator now for 2 weeks. We candled them just a couple days ago, and it looks like 5 of them are developing. So that's exciting as well. This will be our first time ever incubating goose eggs. But I've got a feeling that Mama Goose out here is going to do an even better job than the incubator. So that is really exciting. Now I wanted to tell you guys about the ducks as well. On a previous video, I had told you that we had 4 older ducks that decided that they no longer wanted to live with the geese because they just wanted to move in with the silkies. Well, since that time, because the geese have really kind of become butt heads to the ducks. All of the ducks have now decided that they want to live with the silkies. So when we come out in the morning to do chores, that's where all of the ducks are. So that house is pretty packed because that house is a lot smaller. We built it small on purpose because silkies are small birds. So I've got a feeling that down the road, we're gonna have to build a 4th hoop coop here in Wattlesville so that the ducks can have their own and no longer have to share with the geese. But who knows, maybe after the goslings are born and things settle back down, they'll go back to sharing it, no problem. I'm not gonna worry about that right now.
Well, the chicken tractor that kind of got a little bit wrecked in that storm is right here. You can see the top is completely open. That's because the top blew off. The hinges were completely ripped off of this chicken tractor, and so it's completely open. We're just gonna move this out of the way so we can expose the top, kind of take a better look at it.
Right, you can see this is the lid, this is the cover. It doesn't look like it's terribly wrecked. It did land on this feeder and kind of wreck the feeder a little bit, but I think I'll be able to fix that. We won't use that for the chicks anyway, so that's not a big deal. I guess let's lift this up and set it back on there so we can take a better look at what's underneath it.
The frame of it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, look.
Okay. All right, well maybe we can put it upside down on top of here so we can work on it on this side first.
Okay. So there is a little more damage than I thought. It looks like this whole 2x2 here along the side snapped right in half. So I'm probably gonna have to replace that with a new 2x2. The rest, the other side looks okay. Yeah, that all looks okay. I did notice also that down here, there's part of the frame that cracked. You can see down here, this cracked a little bit. Luckily, it didn't crack all the way through, so I think I'm gonna be able to just fix that with some screws, and I think that that will be fine. Other than that, I think it's going to be okay. But that board over there, that's the side that the hinges go on. So I think we're going to have to completely replace that 2x2. That's not too big of a deal. I think I already have some in the shop. So if not, we'll just cut a 2x4 into a 2x2 and we'll get this fixed up. But this really is a good tractor. They'll have a lot of space in here for just the 10 of them. This will be plenty of space. They'll have a perch to get up off the ground. And I think this is going to be a good temporary home for them for the next month or so before they can just get out in free range with everybody else in Wattlesville. All right, let's gather up some tools, get back out here and get this fixed up, because really the project for today isn't fixing a chicken tractor, it's moving these chicks outside. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to replace this side, this 2x2, with a new 2x2. All right, let's put the hinges back on, and I think we'll call this fixed. All right, I think that is done. For those of you who are new, we have an expression around here. When we're working on a project like this, we never say it's perfect, we just say it's homestead perfect. And that's what this is, homestead perfect. Never had a chicken complain yet.
Now that the chicken tractor is completely fixed up, we have decided that we're not going to leave it sitting here. We have really big winds here in the spring. Hopefully you guys don't even notice, because hopefully our microphones are doing a good job, but you guys, we have just tremendous winds. So we're gonna move this to a different location, and we're gonna take advantage of the sides that are covered here with metal. We're going to put the metal toward where the wind normally comes from, which will actually allow the chickens to get morning sun on this side here, but this side here, this covered area, will also protect them from the afternoon sun, which here can be really hot. So we're going to move it to the new location, which is actually going to be very, very close to the quail coop over here. There's just a perfect little corner over here that we're going to move them to, and we think it will be really nice and protected. Now that it's in the right spot, we can put in the food and water, then we're ready to go get our chicks. Now the chicks are still on chick starter. We have a nice feeder in here for them, and we can put it in an area that's covered, and then it will be safe from any of the rain and the water. And at this point, they're still small enough that a 1-gallon waterer is enough for them. The last thing that I want to do, since they are still pretty young, is to find some bedding to put down in here. I just want to put it in this corner over here so they have a nice spot to snuggle in. Eventually, they will learn how to roost, and there is a roosting bar here for them. But until then, I want something that they can be nice and warm and snuggle into. So we need to get some of that bedding, put it in that corner, and then they will be ready to move into their new home. I'm excited to see them exploring in here, but I'm also excited to see if the other types of birds are going to come around here and check them out and see who their new roommates will be.
All right, let's take these guys over to Wattlesville.
You guys are going for a ride. I just decided on some pine shavings. It's easy and fast, and they will really enjoy it. And it's what's been in the brooder with them, so they'll know about it.
Well, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the wind has really picked up. I'm not going to let go of this cover. We don't need to fix it again today.
No, and I don't really want to be decapitated.
Right, but it's, I looked at the weather report. We're getting about 23 or 24 mile an hour gusts right now, and about 13 or 14 mile an hour just normal wind. So it's a breezy day.
Okay, instead of letting these guys out individually because I'm afraid they're gonna like fly out, I'm just gonna put this carrier down in here, open it up, and then I'm gonna take them out. Hi guys.
There's your new home.
Yay, our little rock stars.
Now remember, these guys have never seen grass before, so this is all brand new to them.
Okay, it's okay. Yes, you'll be out with your friends. You're free. They're so excited to be in there. They're looking around at the grass, exploring. I think what we're gonna do is put the lid down for a while so that they can be a little bit more comfortable exploring. And then we can get some footage of them as they are kind of walking around, exploring all over the chicken tractor. Well, you guys, what an exciting day on the homestead where we can move our rock star chickens from the brooder out here to Wattlesville.
Now, in case we didn't mention it earlier, the actual name of these chickens are Polish crested chickens. We just think they look like rock stars.
That's right.
And I do think they're going to be the rock stars of Wattlesville, that's for sure.
We hope you guys enjoyed coming along. Man, this wind is something, you guys. If you're enjoying videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And also remember, the best way you can help us here on the homestead is just to share our videos on your social media. Until next time, thank you so much for stopping by our homestead. Take care and God bless.
God bless.